I guess we on. Yo. So everybody whole boomer vibe I gave earlier.
No, it's totally fine. You should have seen
Like,
me like build my PC. It was terrible.
dude, I was there for like a couple hours of it. Yo. How the PC going, by the way?
It's actually going pretty well, you know. Having it for like a month. Never had a PC this fast. When you have like a SSD in a PC, it's like bada bing bada boom, like it just loads up like immediately, one time. Never got to experience that.
I remember I'm an old PC I used to have. Like I used to run PC, and this PC used to crash, and I lost like a whole bunch of old songs that I used to add.
Rest in
And then after that, I
pieces.
was like, yeah. And then after that, when I went audio school, I got a MacBook instead because everybody used to say MacBook was industry standard. I was like, good.
I never really understood the concept of like Mac because Windows was always like the go-to type of thing, and then there's the people who use the Mac, and there's like the weird people who use like Linux and Unix and stuff, and it's like, who are you people?
Oh yeah, tell everybody who you are and what do you do.
All right, cool. So, hey guys, my name is Syphilis, and I am a Twitch streamer. I stream mostly League of Legends, and I do a little bit of Valorant, Fortnite, Minecraft, and some horror games. Nice to meet you all.
Nice. What made you got into streaming?
So this all started in probably like around 2017 when like I got like really competitive into League of Legends, and you're in the community, and there will always be things like this. I'm not saying the community is always like this and it was like that, but people were telling me that I didn't get my rank on my own. They said that you got boosted to your rank. I really wanted to prove them wrong, so I just started to like stream my games. Like I laid down on my bed and then I was like, yo, I should stream, and it was just like big situation, but my setup was garbage at the time, but at least I proved a point.
Yo. Speaking about gaming, you getting any feedback from me?
No, like on your end with the mic.
Yeah.
Initially, like within the first 30 seconds, but like not anymore.
I'm gonna turn off the speaker just in case I'm showing my headphones because it might be a little loud during the playback or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice. Yo. So like earlier we was trying to like install this app called OBS. It was like the most stressful thing I've ever done in a while. When you first got into that, was it the same like struggle in a way to like get started?
I think like when you're getting started, you have no idea what you're doing to really begin with. So it's like you just like do it for fun and like you go all over the place. When you stream and you stream for a while, it's kind of like you're always learning new things. But initially, it was full potato mode. I had no idea what I was doing. I was just like, okay, cool. People are seeing me playing this game. I made a point.
And what got you to start playing League of Legends?
Well, so probably like around close to 5 years ago, I was with a guy, and I mean, he's no longer here with us right now. He committed suicide some time ago, and he introduced me to like a lot of the games that I'm into right now. I never had a laptop, and when I got a laptop, we wanted to do more things together rather than just like sitting down and watching movies and anime and stuff. And because I had that experience with like console gaming, in specifically like the Nintendo DS, and to have like the games emulated and stuff onto the PC, this entire like new world of gaming, like way back then, just like it was like, oh wow, I missed things like RuneScape because I did not have a PC. It was amazing. He taught me how to play League, and he got me into Minecraft, and from there it was just like me exploring like the entire world of just like online gaming, considering that the game was free because I was poor.
Oh well, because I basically like the same way how I started back gaming. Like a couple years ago, when I was in a different place in Brooklyn. One day my brother came home from school with his friend, name is Nikita. He was on a previous podcast before. And they were playing like League of Legends. He used to came and bring all of his friends and they were like playing, and I was like, this looks like crap. Me want to play that. And then like after a while I was like, yeah, peer pressure. Let me try it out and see how it like. I remember the first time I played Master E Top.
No, I used to go silver top. It was just like go anything top. It doesn't matter.
And then everybody keep complaining about oh, you're playing Master E wrong. I was like, dude, I just started playing this game. And everybody just cussing me out. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. And it's until like later on I finally realized, I thought, oh, this is how you play Master E. Because before I was thinking that his ultimate is garbage. I see he had to rely on.
Was that like actually like the first champ like you mained?
Not my first champ I mained, but the first champ I ever played. Later on when I figured out like how he works, I was like, wow. He could be decent in ranked.
I'd say for me, like the first champ that I ever played, well, it was because he was teaching me how to play the game. He was like, okay, we're gonna go bot lane. So the first role that I ever learned was support. I was at like that basic support bitch. And it will always be like Soraka. Soraka was my first champ. And then I got tired and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing any damage. I'm not contributing anything. And then he was like, well, you could play Sona. So I played Sona and, that went well. I did more damage. And then I got tired and I was like, you know what? F this entire support lane thing. I just took my ass mid lane and I fell in love with LeBlanc. And then they reworked it.
Oh my god.
And then they rebooted her and then she was never relevant again.
Yo, that champ was so broken like 4 seasons ago, I believe. That champ was so broken. Yo, and that was because support used to be my main as well. I used to main Leona. And who else I used to main? Leona was my first support champ I ever played in rank. And then like I kept getting pissed off because the junglers like all they do was farm. So I was like, you know what, I was start jungling and like the most fun I ever had in a long time playing ranked.
Jungling is like a whole new dynamic to the game though, because I usually wouldn't recommend like new players to start playing jungle because they need more game knowledge to be influential in the team early. But like to say that you got into jungle, it's like, where that role is insanely hard. I would say that is the hardest role in the game.
Dude, I find that role easy.
Easy.
I find it personally easy. I find it easy. All you have to do is farm, watch your map, see what lane open, and just go for it. And it depends on like if the team better, if you get counter jungle, or if nobody follows up. And as you should get pissed because nobody follows up. And the reason why like I went to jungle for is because like when I was playing support, the jungle never ganks any lanes, and then we end up losing because the enemy jungle go keep ganking. I'll be aware, but it doesn't be enough because usually my ADC never aware or any of the other lanes, so we just end up losing. I was like, screw it, jungle.
You're kind of like, I'm the only woke guy on the team. Y'all don't see what I see.
It's not like that message I use on Twitter. Yo, dog, and the community in the game is so toxic, but it's like for some reason you can't stop playing.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually true.
At least now, like, I have mute everybody now because I get banned once. I get put my banned once, and that was it. It was once or twice. Like, so real cuss people in this game.
I mean, I used to be toxic. I think like everyone went through like a big toxic phase when it came to League. And yeah, I mean, I was young, stupid. I said so many things that I really didn't mean to say because as soon as I came out of the game, my mind would just be like, okay, cool, that's the game. And then like, you know, when you tell people things, it stays with them out of the game, but in my mind it was just like, it's just a game, like they're not gonna take it seriously. But it took a while to learn how to control that, and character development.
Yeah. Like, that used to be so bad because I never used to really cuss people in the game. I just respond to them, and for some reason them go get banned and I just get banned.
Yeah, I just learned to just like mute all. Not even mute all. I see the chat and I just look at it and I'm like, that's none of my business. Walking down mid lane. Walking down mid lane, making my way downtown.
Yo. And speaking about character development, this situation that happened like earlier, yo, that is one of the wildest thing I ever seen because, for matter of fact, would you like to talk about it or?
Yeah, sure. So basically, even I don't even have all what it is. It took me like these past 2 days to finally try to put together a timeline because wow. Okay, so basically I held a Darathon stream to raise funds to more or less like, you know, my laptop conked out. I've been streaming off a laptop for probably like over a year. And it was just its time. The gaming laptop was old, it was moving really slow, and I needed a new PC, but I didn't have the money for the PC. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. What's a good way to, you know, make, you know, money, get people to donate, but at the same time, kind of meet them halfway. I feel really guilty just taking money from people without offering like a product or service in return. So the entire concept of like this Darathon was if you donate an amount, it corresponds with a dare that I would do. So there were dares like, yeah, I chug like 3 glasses of milk, I take a shot of hot sauce, I eat a raw egg, I jump in a pool. And like the highest one was for 100 USD, I would make an OnlyFans, which someone actually donated. And then there was this other guy up to this day, I still have no idea who he is, but I tracked him down. He was an admin on a really big anime server, and he does this a lot. So I gave my thanks to him, and it was like a dream come true. I really didn't think that I would have gotten 500 USD in total at the end of the stream. And with that, like, it was like half and half. I don't really like want to talk about like the money aspect of it because financial situations and stuff right now. But it's like I was able to afford the PC. I put it together like a month after the stream. But you see, this stream, it attracted a lot of people to it. It was a wild stream. There were over like 45 people at a time, like my highest viewer rate ever. And it attracted a lot of attention, and it got the attention of this guy named Khalid or Tricky. I don't know who he is, and up to this day, I still have no idea how he found out who I am. But he came onto my stream with some of his friends, and they tried to troll me. I responded and took their trolling so well, and basically put them in their place, because my chat was just like catching kicks off of it. But like after a while, it got distasteful. People started to feel uncomfortable, and I just straight up banned them, because you're gonna come into my chat, you're gonna say some really nasty things. Not really the best. So I banned them, didn't think too much of it. And let's say like a month later, they at me in a random Discord server that I'm in, and they asked me, hey, why did I call their friend the N-word? So I don't know who these people are at this time. It's like so long ago. So I'm like, hey, how do I de-escalate this situation? Oh yeah, haha. I call all my homies the N-word. It's not a lie. No, I can't, because, context and stuff, because of the entire situation. But they started to make the vibe a little bit more heavy, more tense. People started to feel uncomfortable in that server. I was a mod on that server, so I banned them. Didn't think anything of it. I didn't even know that they were the same people from that stream. They went into another server, onto the voice call, and they were saying things about me. At this time, I still don't even know who they were. I got onto the server into a private call, because I'm good with the people on that call, that server. And they told me the scene. I went out, I tried to talk to him, I tried to ask him, like, I don't know who you are. I don't know what friend you're talking about. And, if you want to talk about it, you could have just private messaged me. It's really not that hard. And he said every time that he tried to talk to me, he got banned, which referred to the Twitch chat and the initial server that I banned him on. But he never once mentioned me calling his friend the slur. So I'm sitting there trying to be mature, I'm trying to work it out. And then I realized more and more people just kept coming in the call. I didn't know who they were. No one in the call knew who they were, and they ended up being friends of his. And basically what had ended up happening was they pissed me off to a point, because I didn't know what they were there for. I just thought they were a bunch of random trolls. So, I started to tell them by using the word, which really wasn't like a smart move from me. I told them, the context in which I use it. I refer to it with friends within the friend setting. I know many people mightn't agree with that. And you know what? That is totally fine. Because from now on, I'm going to stop doing that at all. But I was honest with him. I told him, look, I don't know you. I don't know your friend. This is the only times that I actually use the word. I never, ever use it in a racial context at all. And it's like, if it is in the past when I was young, didn't have a filter and had no idea what was going on, then okay, sure. I'm sorry for that. Because I genuinely didn't know who he was talking about. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I thought that, I forgot. And I just thought it was, something in the past. Okay, move on. But from that explanation and me seeing the word and being really pissed at that point from it, they took that, they edited it, they made it seem like if I was this big racist person. And at the time, I still didn't know who this was until really later on in the night, where a couple people messaged me and they said, yo, he's this big TikToker. He's going to expose you, blah, 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 blah. So I messaged someone who was mutual friends with them in a mutual server. that I thought that I could have trusted. And I asked them, hey, is this your friend? He says, yes. I said, okay, well, you will know what's going on. So what's he seen? And he tells me, oh, well, he's going to make this video. He's going to cancel you, blah, blah, blah. Same thing. So in my head, I was kind of like, but you don't really have anything on me. At the same time, though, I have done things in general in the past that, you know what, it's like killing two birds with one stone. I'll just like apologize for everything. I still didn't think that, it was that big of a deal. And I ended up releasing my video first. I didn't really care because seeing some of the screenshots on his Discord server, he already made up his mind from way before that he was going to make this video. And more evidence coming soon that he was already dead set on making this video was he was recording things even while I banned him from the initial server. He had a clip from that their stream VOD from a month ago. That VOD on Twitch, how it works is that your past broadcasts, they auto-delete after a certain period of time. He waited the month in order for that broadcast to be deleted, so I would not have access to the context in which he was saying these derogatory things towards me, so that he could just, have all the evidence on his side over there. But unfortunately, it didn't really work out for him like that. He ended up making a few TikToks on me. He ended up making a YouTube video on me. He got one of his friends to make a YouTube video on me. But it's all just blatant lies. So my end right now is just, I don't really know these people. I'm not feeling any kind of way, mentally. I'm not going to kill myself because they spoke about killing, like getting me to kill myself. They've sent people to cyberbully me. I've gotten a lot of hate messages on every platform you could think of. And it's still not tilting to me because I felt as though I genuinely apologized. He says that the only reason that I apologized is because I knew who he was and I found out he had a lot of fame and followers, which is just really not the case. I realized that, it was bound to happen anyway. If I just own up to these things and I was honest, and if it is I was trying to deflect and move past the situation and just get it out of the way, then I would have completely denied the accusations in the first place. So I don't know. They planned this out from the very start, and I think it's because there was no situation with me calling his friend a slur. They saw me, they got mad at me for some reason. I guess it had to do with the amount of money that I made in one stream. It could be that. It could be, just word of mouth, because people just, in the community, I have, people just don't like me in general, and that's totally fine. Not everyone is going to like you. So, I don't know. They just planned this from the very start. I still have no idea why. I think what triggered them the most was me handling what the things that they were telling me on that one stream. So yeah, that's basically it. Wow, that was a lot.
Yeah, so I basically reported the videos. The only one I didn't report was the YouTube one. But I basically reported the TikTok videos because from what I saw, because I watch his videos as well, and he heavily edited the context where you posted, because you posted a long bunch of content from what he was talking about. And it seems like he didn't do it to with how cancel culture, let's be so weird, because it are people who just doing it to be malicious. And from how I saw he was doing it, he wasn't trying to teach you a lesson, but he was more trying to be malicious with it. And I was like, yo, this is totally not cool. because in the first place, you never really use the context because personally, as a black person, I don't really care about other races calling me the slur unless you use it in the derogatory context. And ever since I knew you, you never actually used the word in front of me, which
Yeah.
is yeah, which is like wild because you have a very wild personality when it comes to your streams and all this stuff. In general, probably I don't know, but he came out as a very malicious person, and this is why like I remember seeing a quote sometime. It was basically about people who abuse cancel culture is I believe the worse than the people that canceling because they're not giving the person the opportunity to like make amends, but just doing it because they want to damage somebody's life. And I'm not doing it real out of context right now, but like basically how I see the whole situation, and it was like really, really annoying to see.
It's not just me though. Like his his friend that also did a YouTube video on me, both of them, they have content that it usually it's literally like exposed videos on random people. One of them was an individual who looked to be like probably in his early teens. He isn't even an adult or like a teenager. Well, he's a teenager, but he's really, really young. And what they would do is they would go on their profile and he would be like, look at this guy. Look at how he looks, as if how a person looks has anything to do with the context of the situation. So they did the same thing to me. It's like they went on my profile, they took a bunch of pictures, and honestly, they took like somebody like the best pictures though, because I loved my hair when it was long, and they took a lot of pictures when my hair was really long. So I'm like, wow, this you making me look like, one badass sexy motherfucker over here, It was funny. And like the memes and like the TikToks that they tried to make on me, it was basically like, yo, is this a boy or a girl? Oh, she has like a big PP, but I'm like, I meme myself for literally having big dick energy. Anyway, so you're just proving my point. Like, it was funny. It was funny. Like, I don't have any kind of vengeance for the guy because I just don't hold vengeance in my heart for people. People have done many, many, many bad and malicious things to me that I've kept my mouth shut about, or because I wanted to move on and move past it, because holding that type of resentment in your heart, man, that's like so much work. Like, how people just do that? Like, what?
That don't make no sense for real because like it's like people who stressing out this stuff daily because they want to get back at somebody who done something 10 years ago. I knew people who had the same mentality, and I was like, dog, that situation, go to therapy, do something.
Yeah. I mean, I knew like one of the things that my chat was saying, like during like when he was telling me things during that stream live, they would tell him to go to therapy, and a guy was like, yeah, he needs like a premium subscription to therapy, and I'm like, wow, man, chat's going in. But like at a certain point, if you're gonna come into troll and then be all good at the end, because you know what, it's the internet, troll, meme, do this, do that. If you're gonna do it in, usually trolling is not ever done like in a positive light. Trolling is always done in a negative light. It's kind of like you go into a chat that your friend your friend is streaming on Twitch. You go in there, you see things like, damn, this man can't hit a shot to save his life or whatever. That's your friend. Some random person says it. You know what? It's fine, normal. But there's certain things that like you don't say. Like they ask me questions like, are you a virgin? Can you like suck my pee pee? Like they asked me so many things and I just like laughed it off. They said things like you should be happy that any guy is simping for you. And then they were like, oh, you should be like happy. There was some comeback that I said in the middle of all of that, which was like, you know what? I'm totally fine if I'm totally happy if I'm not in a relationship. I'm totally happy if no one is fucking me. Maybe you will be happy if you go fuck yourself. And that was really funny. And going back through that, it was I was like, oh damn, that's what I said. Okay. He also claimed that like his friend initially came onto the chat and I randomly called him the slur and then banned him. But it's like, if you send people to ratio my YouTube likes versus dislike video, then you could have easily clipped that, reported it, send it to Twitch, have your people mass report my Twitch channel. I would have been banned on Twitch. Why didn't you do that? It's because I never did. I have the entire VOD. What?
You just being malicious. Like, I remember some time ago, like when I was younger, like people never used to like my head. So they used to try to do a whole bunch of stuff for me for spite. And I never really wanted to get back to them. I just wanted to move on for the most part. But you see, when like nowadays when people start being malicious, I tend to get like violent now and aggravated because it's like, dude, I just tried to be left alone.
Yeah, it's like you just sit down, you mind your business, and then somehow you're like in this entire conspiracy and you're just there like, I have no idea what did I do. you're just as confused, and when you ask them, it's always like, you know what you did wrong, and I'm like, no, I genuinely don't.
These witch chances be so weird. Like all these people focusing on this cancel culture, whatever they fucking call it. Like I spent my whole life being hated for like having different thoughts from people, and for people to be like, yo, if ever one day somebody like come to me and be like, yo, do this or we cancel you. Fuck you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
dog, fuck you. Like, dog, if I had the option to like you see how like the Proud Boys like from what I heard, they get like opted out of everything.
Yeah.
Where there was like they can't go into no banks, they can't do Uber, they can't do nothing. So I was like, dude, if something like that ever happened to me, I have my farming skills. I could go in the bush and just chill.
I'm going to be growing some medical herbs.
Oh yeah. Dog, like I never could believe that this Sliders episode was ever gonna happen in real life. And every day getting closer to that. Do you ever watch Sliders? Like
No.
It's a real old show. Basically what happened was the episode, they went in the future and basically it have no currency. And you have to follow what the people who rule the place say, or else you get opted out of everything. They have no currency, you just have a chip. And the moment you say that you're not doing what the majority say, you're basically locked out, you're homeless.
Boy, yeah, that sounds like a fucking lot like cancel culture. It honestly does.
It is, yeah. And the way how you see these them QAnon people, the Trump supporters, how a lot of them just get wiped off from Twitter and Parler get wiped off, and then all of a sudden this week you see they went after people who wanted it in the first place, like Antifa. And then in the news yesterday, there was like, yo, we coming after libertarians next. I was like, dude, this is getting closer to this episode. I need to get the hell out of here soon.
Yeah, that sounds actually scary, like living in the States and stuff, actually seeing this like happen, with me and politics. I mean, people see me rocking my UNC jersey and sing, but, literally, like, I have 3 UNC jerseys just like sit down there. What had happened was my mom thought that UE would be starting back up this year. I told her, Mom, don't be stupid. She didn't listen. And some of my clothes, like, they were really, really, really old. Some of them were really tattered, worn out, had mildew stains on them. She threw them out. And she bought a lot of, like, going out clothes, you would say, for me. And when, when that didn't happen and she fucked up, it's like, okay, Mom, where are my home clothes? What do I do now? She's like, well, there's 3 UNC jerseys there, go right ahead. We don't support a political party. I have never voted a day in my life. I don't really like get involved in like politics and shit, because in my mind, it has always been, illusion of choice. That's my opinion. It's always been illusion of choice. If you tell me, do you want apples or do you want bananas? And, some people want oranges, so we'll give you oranges on the side, but it's really between apples and bananas. And I'm like, well, what if I want like a pomegranate or something, It's like, why can't we have like all whatever? It's just too complicated for me, so I just stay out of it. But yeah, and because I wore that, and I try to like cover it up, like wearing like a hoodie and stuff, because I know I know how bad would I look, but I'm like, I don't have anything to wear. What do you want me to wear? And it's like to explain your financial situation with people, to explain to them, look, I don't have any shirts at home. I have these shirts, these really big, these really long shirts. That's all I have. What do you expect?
Yo, that's crazy and real unfortunate in that way.
I mean, I should have saw it coming. I should have just like wore the hoodie alone. But to me, it was just like, who cares? It's just clothes. Clothes is clothes. Like,
that's a fact.
Yeah, like to me, I've always dressed comfortably. Like the one, like Cuphead, the guy that made the video on me, like the next guy, he said, and this is exactly what he said, right? In order to get an audience, especially like you're a female and you want to get an audience to like forgive you, all you need to do is wear some baggy clothes, look like if you're sad, and just apologize. Sound kind of like sincere, and bada bing bada boom, like that's it, right? Like he was commenting on my hoodie and how I wore baggy clothes, but I'm like, if you did any research, you would know that I wear baggy clothes all the time. Like there's streamers who got themselves in a lot of shit. I don't know if you know like who Katerino is or Katerino is. She did the same apology video because she got involved with like cheating on Call Me Carson, and then there was like that entire drama, but she wore like baggy fucking clothes. She looked like if she was crying. People still did not accept her apology. It has nothing to do with that at all. It has to do with what you have to say. But the way the guy put across the video, like, he made it seem as though, like, I was, like, another fucking e-thought just, like, going about. And I'm like, if anything, I'm, like, the anti-e-thought dog. Like, he says he knows girls who just, like, buy up a random PS4 and, like, they go into Fortnite because it's like, Fortnite is popular now. That's what I'm gonna stream. I don't even need to be good at it. I just need to have, like, some cleavage and just go and, like, stream it and it will be totally fine. I'll get views. No, I'm not saying what he's saying is wrong he has a point to an extent. At the same time, though, to justify his point, he used a clip of me in a hoodie and a baggy pants, running down, like chasing a guy in a car with no gun in Fortnite. It was just a funny clip. Like, what? If you want to talk about like being good at a game, why didn't you like choose any of like my League clips? Why? I mean, I'm trash at League, but you would see that some level of cognitive ability was there rather than just memes.
Wow, people just judge too quickly.
Yeah.
And that is something I learned like a long time ago, where you just don't know what people going through. You don't know people's situations, and yes, I don't always keep that in mind. And some people don't care, unfortunately.
Yeah, I guess so. What like I really don't understand is that the guy, some comment asked him like something about like, how are you so sure that this person is this way? And he's like, you know what? In my experience, I've seen enough. I've seen patterns and her asking people for money, doing typical e-thought shit, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, if you did any research, then you would have known that that's just completely false. Like, bias will always be a thing. It's totally cool if you want to back up your friend, but it's like, if I see my friend, you know, like let's say my friend confesses to me, tells me that they did this really fucked up thing, I look at it and I'm like, you know, you're my friend, but I'm gonna be honest with you, that's not cool, you know. They'll always be biased like that. People like to pick up for their friends, so it's totally fine. I understand, and they thrive off of exposed videos, so you know, more views, so doesn't matter. Views to me doesn't matter. Clout, fame, followers, numbers, it does not matter.
Same here with the music. Like, the reason why I do music is because I love making music.
And Bills was
making-
like really good. Like that got so much like attention.
Yeah, I know, right? I can't wait to drop the other one. The other one, I kind of nervous about it still because I'm doing a more singing like approach, but the next two songs will be the same way, and yeah, I still like nervous about it. But I know it will be, yeah, do alright, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, like whenever it comes to like doing something, it's just not like you sit there and then one day you will just like get this magical formula and you just repeat it over and over and over again. When you're doing something, you're always learning, you're constantly learning. Things change so much. So you always have to be learning new things, something that you might have been using like 5 years ago. They brought out something now that just does it in like a click of a button. And it's like, oh, where have you been my entire life? But you never know that if you don't constantly like learn.
That's true. Doug. Yeah. Oh, speaking about music, what kind of music you listen to?
I don't really know like the genre. I mean, I would say EDM and indie and stuff like that. I listen to a lot of Vice Tune and like Monster Card, Virtual Riot, William Black, and then there's like rappers like NF. I don't really listen to like rappers like Lil Tecca and stuff like that. But if a song is a vibe, a song is a vibe. If you like, you know, fuck with the vibe, then you know that's just it. But I usually stick around like music within those categories, if you understand what I'm saying.
Got you. I was like the same way, but I listen to almost everything. The only thing I can't really stand these days is dancehall and soca, and I will get my crucified. Because the only reason why is because I find it too repetitive, and I don't really like be on this whole party vibe like I used to. So it's like, that's not important to me right now.
I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to like dancehall or soca, but there's just like certain songs, like what soca and dancehall does is like it gives you like this vibe. It puts your body into like this actual like hype energy. It gets people hype, and once you feel it, you just feel it. Because I never really grew up like liking like local songs, but when you're in a vibe for it, you're in a vibe for it. Like when you're on like the drive back home from a beach, you want to hear like a Kes song or something like a really smooth jazzy kind of, you know.
So that's really be true though, because it has certain songs and certain artists I never listened to until I was in a certain setting, like certain dancehall songs. The only reason why I liked them was because I was at a party with some friends and we was having fun. One time when I was in Trinidad for a year, the whole time before I was a young thug hater. And then a friend made me smoke. And he was listening to Young Thug. And he was like, yo, I don't understand what he's saying.
It's like, well, I understand what he's saying now. He's just like, he's high all the time. That's why you need to be high to understand. That's kind of like with like certain movies. There's just certain movies that you just need to watch high. I've never been high at all. Like, I'm goody, but a lot of people, they've recommended me like the cult classics. They're like, Fran, if you ever decide to get high, just like kick back and watch this movie and like give me like a list. And I'm like, okay, I'll take it into consideration whenever I remember. All right, people do this thing to get high. I forget. I've never been really like in situations because I go home early. My curfew's like literally like 6 o'clock.
So I was late when it comes to drugs. The only thing I wasn't late for was like beers. Because when I was younger, this is a real cool strategy like what my family do. They when you was like 8, like we would get like beers. And because we experienced beers, we never really went after beers. So I don't know how that worked, but like from the time we drank beers when you was younger, when you grew up, it was like we're not really into that.
Yeah, I get you on that. People told me like I've never drank before. I sound like pretty bad with it. Like my only experience with alcohol is probably like a Shandy Carib, or there was this one time my friend ordered like a mudslide and he was like, you want a sip? I said no. Then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I took one sip of it, went home with a headache. I said, nah, never again. Never gonna do that. So I'm gonna get a headache from it.
Yeah, like the only alcohol I'm drinking now is like shandy or wine or Baileys, and that is it. Anything else is
No, go ahead.
oh, sorry? Anything else is in the form of ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah. So you're a mudslide man too.
I never had one, but I heard about it.
I mean, like, whenever it comes to like alcohol and stuff, I was depressed for like a really long time in my life. And I told myself, look, you know for a fact, you know, in your teenage years, you want to experiment, you want to go out, you want to do this, you want to do that. Okay, that's cool. But you're not in a mental state where if it is, something happens to you when you're like this and you're already in this vulnerable state that, you know, you can really guarantee your safety. So maybe not do it. Maybe wait until you're mentally stable. And when I finally got out of depression and I finally beat that and I kicked that to the curb and I say, bah, fuck you, bitch. It was like I never really had like any kind of urge. Because to me, it was just like, if I get into it, I'll abuse it and I'll use it to cope. But now it's just like, all right, people just do things like that. I forget.
It's like the same vibe that I had. The only time I actually drink is was like, screw it, let me just take a drink or something. It's only weed and alcohol I tried. I almost did LSD once, and I was like, nah, I'm not ready for that. I don't want to do that.
I've heard that if you microdose LSD, like in very, very small microdoses, that you will increase your productivity. Like, I think someone told me that Steve Jobs did it or something. I don't know how true that is, but just hearing that concept, like, it really puts you like into perspective where it's like, okay, these drugs are useful in certain dosages under certain conditions, but like people just give it a bad rap because people just go about and abuse it sometimes.
Yeah. Like, I'll probably try it one of these days, but I'm not really passionate about drugs.
I'm not really
like,
passionate about drugs.
like, I got friends, and they just I have friends who's potters, I have friends who alcoholics, and even though once in a while I was partaking it, I don't really have them soften home and be like, yo, let me just drink, let me just smoke. Like, nah, I have no passion for them stuff anymore. Well, never had. I never had the passion for it. It's just when my friends do it, I was like, yeah, I'll just do it once in a while. And if they try any shipper drug, like the only thing I rejected.
Yeah, like I don't have a problem if it is you do something at least once, except for meth and heroin. Like, don't do that at least once.
Nah,
That,
don't
that
do
can
that.
fuck you up. Don't do that. I don't know. I just, when I feel for something, when I really want something, I'll have it. If I don't have a desire for it, I don't have a desire for it. No amount of peer pressure could get me into doing something. And that is just like, okay, wait. It's just, I'm like the bitch in the friend group where you just think, wow, she doesn't have any feelings. Wow, she like doesn't, she doesn't take us on. When she says like, when we lose like a game in league, she would say, man, fuck all of you. And just like leave the call. But like, she will be gone for the night, but you know for a fact that it is just like, well, that's just how she is. That's how, and then I'll come back the next day and I'll be like, yeah, guys, so, but I ran game last night. I don't know. It's like, I have that personality where it's just like, on the outside, I'm this big memer, big troll. Just like, you just wonder, is this girl constantly high all the time? That is why she doesn't do drugs. It's like, look, man, I think I'm just as normal as anybody. You just really have to like learn to get to know who I am. But to get to learn to know who I am is just like a long, grueling process. And man, I am, I don't like people. So when I get to, know more about people, sometimes the more I know about people, I'll just like do some really dumb shit. Is like, wow, I got to know this person. They're really cool. I don't have anything against them, but there's this one way they like type on the keyboard I don't really like. And I would just be like a one peeve. I have a lot of peeves, but like I know it's irrational peeves, which is why like I never talk about it or say anything about it because it's like, no, that's ridiculous. What? That's just a me thing. It's like I wanted the people to get annoyed by people chewing, and then I will learn to tune it out. And then it's like, okay, cool, I got over this peeve. Move along, and then you get a peeve where, I don't know, say someone, I don't know, I can't really think about anything. It's kind of like, right, you get over one peeve, then something else comes. So it's a work in progress. I don't know. My astrology, I want to say, there's like astrology girls and stuff out there. I have an astrology guy, like that's my boy. He has his roots in Obia and shit like that. I really don't know. I'm just like talking out of my ass right now. But
Yeah. Don't worry, I have a couple of friends in that field too.
yeah, so he was like, well, Fran, that's because you were going sun and thing now, boy, dog, but you're moon in Aries, and I'll be like, yeah. yeah. I don't know, okay? I believe things up to like a certain extent. I don't believe in that like daily horoscope type of BS stuff. That doesn't really make any sense to me, but to an extent, yeah, I could say that I probably believe in at least every single thing, you know? Just like, probably. I never like have like my foot all the way into like one thing. I think that's cool. I think life is full of possibilities and it's just wow, there's so many different possibilities. Why just like pick one?
That's true. Yeah. Wow. And that's cool too because everybody just be like, oh, one thing is the right way, and it's like, dude, you can just do whatever you want, and whoever works for you works for you. Like everybody is not the same. Everybody wouldn't like the things you do. And it's like it's just like people just have to learn that everything just have its own course. Like there's some people who believe in God, some people who believe in the Hindu God, the Muslim God, the African God. That is like, dog, everything just it don't matter.
To me, I just don't think it don't matter. I would respect people. I would honestly respect people and whatever they believe and stuff. Because at the end of the day, it's like, why am I going to go out of my way to just be an asshole to someone over something that I mightn't really like completely agree or disagree with? That is just too much trouble for me. It's easier to just take people as they are. Because when I meet new people and stuff, it's usually like on Discord, which means you're just like hearing a voice or you're just like seeing them type, and it's just like, this is just this consciousness. This is that consciousness. There is no name, there is no face. I mean, they could have like multiple names and names they go by, but it's just this consciousness interacting with this other form of consciousness. Everyone is unique, everyone is different. I don't really care because however people live their life, it does not affect me in any kind of way. I used to be like, oh no, I need to change the world, I need to do this, I need to do that, people need to stop doing this. But when I learned that in order to change the world, you need to change yourself, and in changing myself, I realized, well, me, myself, and I is the world. So I can live with all the chaos that goes on in the world.
Yo, that concept real wild because I can't take any same way because I used to be super preachy, but now it's more like I'm talking about self in a way. Like all the stuff I've been posting a lot is mostly about self now, and this is why I just upset people for who they are now. The only people I do upset is people who are generally fucked up. If you know what I mean. But and when I say fucked up, I don't mean like they're going through a bad situation or mental health, but I mean like people who just have no good intentions at all. And because I used to deal with that all my life, I used to think that I have to accept that. I was like, no, hell no. I don't have to like accept people treating me this way, treating me however they want, treating me like a punching bag. And yeah, I had to pass up to that, put up some boundaries. It went back to like how I used to be, where I was like, where people was like, yo, oh, Quasi, he's the tough guy. He's the guy who was he's an asshole, he don't be nice to nobody, and it's like, dude, you don't even understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, there's people who are just going to always be assholes. I mean, honestly, you can't stop that, I mean, you could try to help people, and the biggest lesson that I've ever learned, like in years and years and years of going through this, is you could do anything, sacrifice yourself for like anything. But if a person does not want to change, then they will never change. And there's nothing that you could do about it, and it might suck. It might feel like, complete shit, but you just have to like let that go. Because if it's like taking up part of you and it's eating away at you, it's not healthy. You might like it now. You might like having to leave that now, but in the long run, it's gonna be better for you, you know.
Yeah, that's like a really, really good thing that I need to like consider more often. I think it's almost an hour now. You like to give your social media and stuff to where people can contact you or follow your streams or your pages.
All right, man, no problem. So you guys could follow me at syphilis with 3 underscores on Twitch, Syphilis X on Instagram, Syphilis X on Twitter, and Syphilis X on Facebook. So yeah.
Nice. I'll throw all the links in the description just in case. And it was great talking to you on this podcast. We definitely should do this again like one of these years.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this will be fun. And we definitely need to play more games together.
That's true. The new season starts on like, I didn't take rank seriously last season, but this season I just took it too seriously. And like I ended goal 3 last season. Now I'm like goal 2 and the season is like already almost 2 to 3 weeks in. And I'm like, oh, okay, so I'm not trash at this game.
Okay, I need to catch up. Yo.
Yep.
Matter of fact, you're going to be playing now on that.
Nah, I think I might have to go to sleep around now because I pulled like a 24 hour. I got 4 hours of sleep and just like go back up again.
Oh, crap. Make sure and get some rest.
All right, you too, man.
Nice. Peace.
Yeah, peace.